All right, Ms. Torres and Ms. Briscoe, during the trial, please listen to my questions and try to answer only my question, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, this is cause number 2020-10287. In the interest of Remy Briscoe, please, all parties raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I'll say the truth.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, well, we were supposed to repeat it.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said, well, we were supposed to repeat it or just agree to it.
Okay, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes,
Ma'am,
sir.
please state your name and your relationship to the child.
I'm Francisca Marquina Torres, and I am the mother of Remy Briscoe.
All right, sir. Your name
I am Jeremy Briscoe, and I am the father of Remy Briscoe.
and for the state?
Toya Armstrong.
All right, we have an original petition and a suit affecting the parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of paternity. We're having a hearing, is that correct, Ms. Armstrong?
Yes, sir.
And do we have any stipulations?
The only stipulation I was able to get was that the child will live with mom.
All right,
Everything else is an issue.
all right, let's proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'd like to call Ms. Torres. Ms.
Okay.
Torres, what is the name of your child on this case?
Remy Blue Rose Briscoe,
And how old is she?
a year.
And have you and Mr. Briscoe ever lived in the same household with the child since she's been born?
No.
This case, can you tell Mr. can you tell the court if you have any concerns with between you and Mr. Briscoe?
He.
Yes or no, ma'am?
Oh, yes. Oh, I thought you said yes.
Yes. And what are those safety concerns?
He's just violent. He has anger issues. I mean.
Can you give the court an example of the last incident that occurred between you two?
2 months ago, I believe. I'm not sure exactly, but 2 months ago, he had.
And tell the court what happened. Mhm.
He had it's like cut sides of my tires. On the side of the tire, it was cut. I was driving around the freeway and I realized that my car just started shaking. And I get off and I realized that my tires were cut through the side. It wasn't anything where I could stepped on, cut the tires through the middle, because you know the tire runs through the middle. It was cut on
Right. Did you call the police about this incident?
Yes, ma'am.
And has there been any other incidents between you and Mr. Briscoe that you would consider violent?
No.
Has there been, I'm sorry?
After the tire incident, it hasn't been any issues.
No, that wasn't my question, ma'am. Have there been any incidents, period? It doesn't have to be since the tire incident. It could be before the tire incident.
Yes.
Okay. can you tell me what month and what year was this incident you're about to tell the court?
April 2019.
And what happened? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was pregnant. I was about 6 months pregnant. I'm not sure. I was dragged out of his sister's house.
By Mr. Briscoe?
Correct.
Okay. Was the police called at that incident?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you suffer any injuries due to that incident?
No, ma'am.
Okay. But you said he grabbed you and physically pulled you on the
Yes.
ground? Okay.
I actually do have one incident where I still have the mark on me.
What month and year was that incident?
It was I guess around that time or before that month. I'm really not sure. But I was
So around April of 2019?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What occurred?
I was marked with a cigarette by him.
What?
Do you
When you
remember?
said marked with a cigarette, what do
Yes.
you mean?
Well, we were fighting and he was smoking and the cigarette had caught on my arm. And
Okay.
I still have the scar for it. I'm trying to show it to you. I don't know if you can
Okay.
see it.
No, that's okay, Ms. Torres. Thank you. And because of these incidences, are you okay that the state is requesting that this case be marked as family violence between you and Mr. Briscoe?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you okay with the state requesting the court to not disclose your address in this order due to your safety?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now let's talk about conservatorship. Now, who does the child live with currently?
Me.
And who has the child lived with since her date of birth?
Me.
And who does all the day-to-day activities taking care of her each day?
Me.
Okay. Now, visitation. When's the last time Mr. Briscoe visited with a child?
Christmas.
Christmas
I'm
of
sorry, I didn't hear. I didn't hear, ma'am. When was the last time?
Christmas.
Christmas?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, sir. I'm sorry.
of 2019?
Correct.
All right. Now, we were able to discuss a little earlier about a type of modified visitation for a child under the age of 3. Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you okay with, if the judge agrees, to implement that modified visitation schedule with the first phase being supervised like you want?
Yes, ma'am.
And if the judge were to grant the modified visitation, the first phase being supervised, who would you want the judge to allow to supervise the child?
His mother.
Okay, Mr. Briscoe's mother?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is her name?
Fanny Augustine.
Okay. And you already know where Mr. Briscoe's mother lives?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Miss Augustine, okay, to supervise, all right? Now, how many visits do you think that Miss Augustine would need to supervise Mr. Briscoe before you would be comfortable with him having the child, let's say 4 hours on a Saturday by himself?
Honestly, the whole time she's with my daughter.
That wasn't my question, Ms. Torres. How long do you think, how many months do you think Mr. Briscoe should be supervised before he with the child by himself without Ms. Augustine present?
36 months.
36 months?
36 months.
So you want him supervised for 3 years before he can
Correct.
have his daughter by himself?
Correct.
All right, let's talk about child support. Now,
Hold on, Ms. Armstrong.
yes,
Ms. Torres, this child's grandmother visit with the child?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, sir. I keep saying.
No, sir.
How many
No,
times?
sir.
How many times has the grandmother visited with the child?
Since I moved out of her house, she only had visited her one time because this whole pandemic. I'm really not trying to, be out there. But she has visited her one time since I moved out in April.
Did she have the child by herself, or were you with the child?
I was there. I was at her house.
So you went one time since this child has been born to her house and she visited with the child. Is that correct?
Yes, but I was living at her house since
You-
April. Yeah.
You were
since-
living at her house.
Yeah, I was living at her house. I have
For how-
I'm sorry. I have a written statement from her that said that she allowed me staying at her house because I was in danger.
Ms. Torres, when did you go to live with?
How long did you stay at her house?
A year.
1 year.
A year, yes.
Child was born, is that correct?
Before she was born, correct.
And when was the last time, when did you leave the grandmother's house?
April 24, 26.
Of this year?
Correct.
So you were living with her some maybe 10 months after the child was born, until the child was 10 months old?
Correct.
All right. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Armstrong.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Torres, so starting in the end of April, you and the child left Mrs. Augustine's home, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so for the months of April, May, June, and July of 2020, did Mr. Briscoe give you any money for child support?
No.
During those 4 months, did Mr. Briscoe buy any items for the child and gave them to you for the
No.
child's?
So I didn't, Carmen?
Not. She's asking for April,
Oh,
May.
wait a minute, sir. You're gonna have an
Yes, sir.
opportunity to talk, but right now you have to
Yes,
just,
sir.
and I'll give
Yes,
you an
sir.
opportunity to ask her questions, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, please don't interrupt. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Now, do you have health insurance for your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what type of health insurance do you have?
She has Medicaid.
Do you have private health insurance available for your daughter?
No.
Okay. And has your daughter always been on Medicaid since she's been born?
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to pass this witness up this time, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Briscoe,
Yes, sir.
you have an opportunity to ask her questions if you wish.
Yes, sir. Okay. The first question. I have a couple questions, but I have a couple statements to make. Is
Well,
that okay?
I'll let you, Mr. Briscoe, I'll let you make a statement at the end of the hearing.
Oh, okay.
Right now, you have an opportunity to ask her questions. If you have some questions for her regarding this.
Okay. What if I have proof of that go against everything that she's claiming? Proof, witnesses, and receipts.
I don't understand what you're asking, sir.
Like everything she claimed that I've done and I've been to her. What if I have proof, receipts, and witnesses that testifies against everything that she claimed I've done to her and been to her?
Okay, well, that's theoretical. Do you have some witnesses right now that you're going to present?
I actually does.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll allow you to call witnesses, when it's your turn to present your case, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, you have another question for her?
What about the receipts and like the proof of me actually supporting my daughter and trying to be in my daughter's life to see my daughter and all that? What if I have proof and witness?
Okay,
receipts.
when you are allowed, when you get to present your case, you can present that proof.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
And you have some receipts right now in front of you?
Not at the moment, but I do have receipts.
All right, well, we're in the middle of a hearing. You have to have whatever proof you're gonna have.
I didn't, Your Honor, I didn't even know this was about to happen. This was all randomly. I didn't get informed of beforehand of this. So I could have had anything that I needed to to prepare for this situation, but I wasn't given any warning about this situation.
Well, you were told we were going to have a hearing about the situation, were you not?
Yeah, right before
No, when you
my
received the papers.
Corman text right before she called or what she talking about got. Yeah, Your Honor. When I received the papers, our court date was April 12th. And our court was rescheduled for September 29th. I didn't about today. I was prepared for September 29th when we go to court.
Okay, he's frozen on this. All right, sir, do you have any further questions of her?
No, sir.
All right, call your next witness, Armstrong.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Mr. Briscoe. Mr. Briscoe, do you have any other children besides the child in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any children that live in your household with you?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children live in your household that are your children?
One.
Okay. Do you pay child support for any other additional children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many other children do you pay child support for?
One.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Briscoe. Now, Mr. Briscoe, are you currently employed?
No, ma'am.
When was the last time you were employed?
Say that again.
When is the last time you were employed?
February 2020.
And why are you not currently employed?
Well, at the moment it's because of the pandemic of why I can't get a job.
How have you supported yourself since February of 2020?
Like in and out jobs, mowing lawn, car wash, whatever I can do, you know. If anybody
So you
call
had-
me.
I'm sorry, go ahead. So you have had income since February of 2020, is that correct?
Say that again.
You have had some sort of income since February of
Very,
2020.
very, very minimal.
Okay. Do you have private health insurance available for the child?
No, ma'am.
And do you, was the police called out on an incident between you about 3 months ago, the car incident? Do you recall that
No.
incident?
No, ma'am.
You don't recall the police being called on you?
No, ma'am. Can I say something real quick?
No, that's the end of that question.
Okay, okay.
Now, Mr. Briscoe, since April of 2020, in the month of April of 2020, did you give Ms. Gonzalez any money for child support for the child?
Miss Torres,
Ms. Torres, I'm sorry, yes, Ms. Torres,
through Cash App.
in the month of April of 2020? Just that one
Yes.
month? How
Yes,
much did
ma'am.
you give her through Cash App?
I wanted, it was either $50 or $100. One of them, she requested it.
Okay. In the month of May of 2020, did you give Ms. Torres any money for child support?
No, ma'am.
In the month of June of 2020, did you give Ms. Torres any money for child support?
No, ma'am.
In this month of July of 2020 so far, have you given Ms. Torres any money for child support?
No, ma'am. I haven't had any contact with Miss Torres.
Okay, thank you. And when is the last time you visited with your daughter?
Around Christmas, about right.
Christmas of 2019?
Yes, ma'am. And that was randomly because of my mom.
Thank you.
Did you visit at your mother's home, sir? Did you visit with the child at your mother's home?
Every time I went to my mom's house to visit my daughter and and Carmen would leave. before I would even make it there. And I have
Objection,
my mom is
question.
the witness.
Listen to my question, sir. When you
Yes, sir.
visited with your child over Christmas, was that
Yes, sir.
at your mother's house?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Honor. I pass the witness.
Do you have any questions for him, ma'am? Ms. Doris, you have any questions for Mr. Briscoe?
No.
All right. What's the next witness?
Your Honor, the state has no further questions. I have no further witnesses, Your Honor, just reserved for closing for our
All right.
recommendation.
Ms. Torres, do you have any witnesses or that you wish to present?
At the moment, no.
Okay, Mr. Briscoe,
Yes, sir.
have you got any witnesses that you wish to present?
Yes, sir.
All right, call them.
All right, here he is.
All right, sir, raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, please state your name.
My name is Leon Wayne Jones.
All right, are you any relation to the child?
That's my niece.
Okay, so you're his brother?
Yes, my brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law, okay. You're married to his sister?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Briscoe, you can ask him questions. He's on the witness stand. Mr.
Oh,
Briscoe?
I asked the questions?
Yes, sir, to that gentleman right there.
Okay. Leon.
He's your witness, okay?
Okay, Leon. Was the police ever called on me when me and Carmen was living with you and my sister for family dispute or violence?
Nah, ain't no police on my house.
Okay. Did you ever see me physically put harm to Carmen? Carmen. Okay. What else? Did I provide for Carmen when we stand with you and my sister? Yeah. Okay. What else? Proof of no physical damage. Proof of support. What else? What else do you need, Your Honor?
No, that's your witness, sir. You can ask him,
Okay. Well,
whatever.
that's all I got right now.
Okay. All right, Miss Torres, now you have an opportunity to ask that gentleman any questions that you might have.
Boogie, you've never seen him violently touch me, right? Look at the camera. Look at me. You've never seen him drag me out of your house. No?
Is that a yes or a no, sir?
No.
No. Whenever we were living at your house, who was working?
Both of y'all was working.
Who was working longer?
It was about the same if you ask me.
Mm-mm.
I mean, cause look, you gotta think about it. Like, we was going to work at a temp service, so we didn't go to work every day. You probably had a job every day for like how long? A month or two?
How much money was I giving you and Myra?
I don't know about all that.
How much money was Jerma giving to you?
I don't know about all that.
Okay.
I let Myra deal with y'all money.
Who was paying the light bill?
Y'all was, wasn't y'all?
No, I was. Who makes sure that had washing detergent, soap detergent?
But look, like the little house stuff and the money stuff, y'all deal with Myra with that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but Myra's your girlfriend, right?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna
So
deal
you
with
should
that.
know, right? Because every girl tells the guy what's going on, right?
Not necessarily.
I mean,
No.
well, I tell my boyfriend everything that's going on. Myra tells me, and even if I had Myra would have fought against y'all too.
Call Myra and
Yeah, can you please call your witness and ask her?
Because I don't have her with me, so technically I have no witnesses.
She's not
Okay.
at work. You can call her.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
we still have a witness on the stand. Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Torres. Any other questions for him, Ms. Torres?
No, it's worthless.
Okay, Mr. Armstrong. I mean, Ms. Armstrong, do you have any questions for this witness?
No, Your Honor, no questions for the witness.
All right. All right, sir. Mr. Briscoe, you have any other witnesses you wish to present?
Not at the moment, sir.
All right.
Is it too late to ask a question?
I'm sorry?
Is it too late to ask a question
Of who?
of the witness,
Which one?
Leon Jones?
No, it's not too late.
Okay.
Okay. Here he is.
How many times has Jeremy kicking me out of your house?
Only Lord knows.
How many times he has let me sleep in my vehicle? Pregnant.
I don't know. Only Lord knows.
You don't know anything, do you?
Look,
sir?
because look, I'm not the one that's gonna get in the middle of no relationship problems. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no. Wait a
they
minute,
say
sir.
get
Wait a
into
minute,
it.
sir. Wait a minute, sir. I'm speaking. You're a witness. You're sworn to tell the truth. But all of a sudden, you don't know things. You don't know. You don't know how much money is.
Look, I'm telling you the truth. You asked me how many times. I ain't keeping no count on my fingers. How many times somebody else get into it with they?
Can you even guess? Was it
baby
more
mama or
than
something.
once, sir? Was it more than once?
Of course, yeah, they argue more than once. Yeah, they argue
Okay.
more than once. Yep.
All right.
Like,
Was it
if
more
you
than
always
10
argue, yep.
times? Was it more
Huh?
than 10 times?
Huh?
Was it more than 10 times?
Nah, it wasn't no 10 times. Come
Well,
on.
how many do you guess?
All right, 2 or 3 times, I would say.
All right. Another question for him, ma'am?
No,
Okay. Anything further?
no, sir.
Mr. Briscoe, anything you want to say at this time?
I have my sister as a witness.
That's
Which
fine.
one?
Her as a witness.
Okay. Do you see her? You see her?
All right, let's,
Is this allowed?
you can ask her a question.
Myra.
No, not you, Mr. Rowe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is Mr. Briscoe's witness. Mr. Briscoe?
Okay, Myra. When me and Carmen was staying with you and Boogie, how many times did you see me actually put my hands on Carmen? For no reason, out of violence, danger. I mean, put physically harm her for no reason, out of nowhere.
Myra,
Okay.
don't do this.
Did-
You're doing it for Remy. Don't do this. You're doing it
All
for
right.
Remy.
Now, what is the name of the lady?
Myra Briscoe.
Miss Briscoe, please raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
She looked like she wasn't informed.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
She hung up. Yeah, she don't want to testify.
She hung up. She hung up, sir.
She wasn't told. They didn't tell
All
her.
right. Anything further, Mr. Briscoe?
No, sir.
All
She
right.
was
Any final
actually-
argument, ma'am?
She was, if I had a witness, she would have actually been my witness. But since,
Well, that's
Hey,
okay,
you can
but
call
you
her.
don't
You
have
can
a
call her.
witness,
You
all
can
right? You
call
don't
her
have
on
a
Facebook.
witness, and I don't want to hear any hypotheticals of maybe this or maybe that. All right, do you have anything further, Mr. Briscoe?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, did you have a statement? Is that what you have?
Actually, my witness called back on FaceTime if that's okay.
Sure.
There she go.
You're,
gotta
ma'am,
ask
you're still sworn in to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Do you understand that? Ma'am?
She said
Ma'am?
yes.
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up, okay? This is not easy doing this on Zoom, okay? So you're gonna speak up. All right, go ahead, Mr. Briscoe.
Myra, during the time me and Carmen was living with you, was I supporting Carmen?
Yeah,
Was I working?
yeah.
Did I physically do harm to Carmen?
No.
Now be honest, did I, out of your opinion, did I physically do harm to Carmen?
No, y'all got into it a lot though.
Is arguments doing harm to Carmen? Okay, my Carmen, your go.
Myra, do you love
Okay,
Remy?
Ms. Torres, you can ask her questions now.
Thank you. Do you love Remy?
Yeah.
Do you want Remy in your life?
That don't got nothing to do with it.
For real, because Remy could have been in her life and she still haven't been in her life.
I'm sorry. So Torres is currently asking a question of a witness.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you
Go
want
ahead, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Do you want Remy in your life?
Of course.
Okay, so you say you love Remy, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen Mr. Briscoe drag me out of your house before?
Be honest, Myra.
He's telling you, be honest.
Hello?
Has he put hands on me? Let me go to the next question. Has he put hands on me?
Y'all put
Huh?
hands on each other.
No, answer the question. Has he put hands on me?
Y'all put hands on each other.
That wasn't my question.
Sorry.
Has he kicked me out of your house before?
Yeah, when y'all get into it.
Has he left me sleeping in my car before?
How can I leave you sleeping in your car? I'm not the driver.
Sir,
That's up
you're not the witness right now,
Briscoe.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Myra? Have I ever slept in my car because Mr. Briscoe had put me out at your house?
Yes.
Has Mr. Briscoe smoked in front of me while I was pregnant?
No.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Yeah. How much money was I giving you for me staying there?
Shit. What, you hit me $8 twice?
Twice? I have text messages, Myra, where he told me that he wouldn't do nothing when I left. And I was paying for everything. Well, when I was helping you and support you.
All right, do you have another question for her,
Any
sir?
more questions?
Yeah.
No, I think that's it.
All right. Any statement you want to make, Mr. Briscoe?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
I wanna know, like, for the simple fact, since my daughter was born, Carmen been staying with my mom and I've been supporting Carmen. It's been her decision to not communicate with me or take anything from me personally, not my decision. Every time that I tried to see my daughter, Carmen would leave my mom's house. She would ask my mom, my sisters, I'm coming over just so she can be gone before I make it over there. That's not my decision to not be in my daughter's life. I still have text messages every day, every week, every month of me trying to see my daughter be in her life, asking her, what does she need? What does she want? Carmen does not hit me back.
Okay, sir. I'm gonna enter some orders, and you're gonna have the right to see your child. All right.
Yes, sir.
This
But
is
look,
part of what we're doing here. This is part of what we're doing here, making the decision as to what everybody's rights are. And I'm gonna give you rights to see your child. And
yes, sir.
be under the law, okay?
Yes, sir. Can I ask another question?
Sure.
Okay, I'm being forced to pay back child support, even though I was supporting my daughter during those months. why can I not get back back visitation for all the time that she refused to let me see my daughter and spend time with my daughter?
Are you asking me a question, sir? I'm not a witness. Okay.
No, I'm asking, like, how do I go about that? Like, since I'm being forced to pay back child support, why is she not being forced to
It sounds to
give
me
back
like you're
visitation?
asking me a question, sir. It sounds to me like
Oh,
you're asking me a question.
Can I ask him a question?
Okay. I'm not a witness.
Jeremy,
No,
Yeah.
no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Nothing. No, ma'am. Nothing yet. All
okay.
right, Mr. Briscoe, go on.
okay. I want back visitation then. Like, if I have to pay back child support because I was refused to see my daughter, it's not a decision on my behalf.
Okay. Anything further?
No, sir.
Ma'am, you have something you want to say?
Yes. Jeremy, on June 14th, you became a father to Remy Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
No. You're not asking him any questions. We're done with questions.
Yeah, it's a statement.
That you want to say?
It's a statement. You were, you became a father, but you became a father because of me, right? You forgot your ID at the hospital.
Ma'am, are you talking to me?
No, it's a statement. It's
Yeah, no. You're talking to me right now. You're not talking.
Okay then. Okay.
All right. If you have something to say, talk to me.
Okay. I was staying at his mom's house before I was pregnant. I have a written letter that his mom had wrote to me saying that she allowed me, staying there because I was in danger. He only visited my daughter 7 times since I was living at his mom's house. Out of those 10 months, my daughter was born. There were 3 times where he did show up and I was leaving, meaning I had to go do something. I don't really recall what I had to do, but I did left and I explained to him and I told him that if he is going to come, let me know and I'll let you know if I'm going to be there or not, or if I have something else to do. He got mad and he told me that, well, let me have your schedule. And I said, no. I said that if you're going to come, let me know and I'll let you know if I'm there or not. He only visited his mom's house 7 times. He has given a total 150. Hold on.
My mom has proved that I've
Sir, you're
been trying to
not
see
talking
my daughter.
right now. You can't interrupt, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
50. Give me 1 second. I don't want to. Hold on. 120. Through Cash App. He has given me $120. It was 51 transactions, 50 another transaction at different times. And then the last transaction I got for him was February. Let me see. February 28th. And he has gave me the 50. So it was 51 and then 20 and then 50. Okay. My thing is, Jeremy, he's a father. He has every right that I have as a mother. You know what I mean?
But you haven't given it to me though.
Sir, you can't interrupt at this point.
If he wanted to go see his daughter, he could have gone to his mom's house and go visit her. If he wanted to go pick up his daughter, he could have gone to his mom's house and pick up his daughter.
You just contradicted yourself. If I'm too violent, how could I?
Wait a minute, sir. You're not talking right now. I'm not listening to anything you're saying.
Sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
This is a trial. This is not this is not Judge Judy. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The
Right,
thing
go
is,
ahead, man.
Jeremy don't have a vehicle. Okay. So even if he does go pick up his child, I mean, I would have really concerns, of him riding Metro or doing Ubers or Lyft and stuff like that, So I understand him not physically picking her up, and spending time with her, but he always makes a way. I mean, to go to somebody else's house or do this, even at work, because you're at work right now, obviously.
I don't even have a job, so how am I at work?
Sir, how many times am I going to have to tell you, sir? All right.
He finds a way. We all find a way. If you're trying to get to the point, like if you're trying to, for me, if I'm trying to see my daughter, I'm going to find a way to go see my daughter. No matter what, no matter if it's snowing, if it's raining and I ain't got no car, if I'm walking, I'm going to go see my daughter. He only visits, the statement is he only visited his daughter at seven times when she was there only 10 months. And one time his mom did tell me that he did purchase a box of diapers, but I was never informed that he was paying her, because me and his mom, we talk a lot. We're connected, I send her pictures of Remy. We communicate, we talk, but she has never told me that Jeremy was giving her money. She did tell me that Jeremy did buy a box of diaper one time. And I mean, other than that, he does text me, but since the accident and in that text message saying that he knew that that God was gonna take me out and save his daughter, that was it. That's why I don't answer him back. He has no respect for me to even answer him back. So that's why I called the police and I made I'm done. My mom told me that I'm allowing him to do so much things to me, and that's why he keeps doing it, and that's why I put a stop.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to give you about 30 seconds more, okay?
But and that's it. But I do. He is allowed to see his daughter. That I have never taken away from him. Right now, if you grant it, by all means, I need help. Having a kid is tough, but he is allowed to.
Well,
see
he's going to get a right to see his daughter, okay? He's
right.
gonna have
But
rights.
I would love if it's granted by you, but I would love for it to be supervised by his mom.
To do what? I'm sorry?
I said, if it's granted by you, I would love for him to have supervision towards my daughter with his mom.
All right.
Your Honor, can I make a statement?
After the period of supervision with his mom, is he going to be able to pick up and deliver the child at your home?
Yes. Oh no, I don't want him to know where I live, because he destroys my things.
So
I don't even know
where is he supposed to pick up and deliver the child? At his mother's house?
Yes.
All right. I assume you don't have any problem with that, sir, right?
Yeah, Your Honor, can I say something?
I'm asking you a question. I'm assuming you don't have any problem picking up and delivering your child for visitation at your mother's house. Is that correct?
No, sir. No, sir.
Good. And you're all right with the mother supervising for the first period of time that you're going to be visiting with your child?
I do have a problem with that.
Who would you want to visit? Who would you want to supervise?
I don't believe I need any supervision, because I'm for sure not gonna do any harm to my daughter. I don't even know why that's coming to her mind.
All right. And Ms. Armstrong,
Thank you, Your Honor.
regarding child support, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, sir. The state recommends conservatorship for Ms. Torres as a sole managing servitor, and for Mr. Briscoe to be possessory conservator. I did calculate child support as well, Your Honor. It would be $173 per month. That's giving him credit for 2 additional children not a party to this case. I also calculated retroactive child support only for 4 months, only for April, May, June, and July of 2020, since that's the period she was not in Mr. Briscoe's mother's home. That balance came to $728 total. And I would ask the court to set a monthly payout towards that child support judgment.
Okay, hold on a minute. You're talking about 4 months at $173.
I did it at $182 because I did not give credit for medical, since he was not paying for medical during those months. So the child support was actually $182 just for those 4 months.
All
So
right,
it
okay. Cash medical
total.
support?
Cash medical support of $56 per month. That's giving him credit for some additional children not a party to this case. And I would request the court that this all begins August 1st of 2020. I would also request that there be a modified visitation schedule broke out into those 4 phases, that any visits the court recommends, any number of visits per phase the court recommends for this case.
How many times?
I'm
How
sorry?
How many times each period?
I can give a recommendation. I was gonna let the court decide, but if I were to give a recommendation, Your Honor, I would, because the child's only a year old, would recommend at least 10 visits per phase, trying to get her up to the age of 3, where dad can have a standard possession order at that time. I also request a non-disclosure finding due to the last 2 years of incidents and police being called between the parties to protect Ms. Torres's address and contact information. I also asked for court costs, if billed by Harris County, to be paid by Mr. Briscoe due on or before December 1st of 2020. I believe that's all of the state's recommendations, Your Honor.
Hmm.
Your Honor, can I say something?
I'll give you about 60 seconds to say something. You really shouldn't, but that's fine. Got about 60 seconds to say whatever you need to say.
Okay. Your Honor, from what she's saying, I don't understand. She said I could have been seeing my daughter, but she also said that I was violent. So how is that possible if I could have been seeing my daughter? 2, she contradicting her words. I don't have a violent record. I don't have no record of her showing of police being called on me from her. She literally blamed me for her tires being flattened. I don't even know what Carmen stay at. Haven't been knowing what Carmen stay at since she left my mom's house. So how is that possible of me flattening her tires or putting her in any danger?
All right.
And I don't have any contact with Carmen. So how is that possible of me seeing my daughter if she don't give me contact with her? Your Honor, when will be the first day I get to see my daughter?
Hold on a minute, sir. I'm drafting an order here. All right, the court finds the best interest of the child is to appoint the mother sole managing conservator, the father possessor conservator with modified possession and access for 10 times each period. Paternal grandmothers to supervise visits when required. Thereafter, standard possession order and all pickup and delivery to take place at the paternal grandmother's residence. Fathers to pay child support in the amount of $173 a month, cash medical support in the amount of $27 a month. Sorry, $37 a month. Beginning August 1st, 2020, retroactive child support is awarded in the amount of $692 to be paid at the rate of $25 a month beginning August 1st, 2020. Non-disclosure is granted. Fathers to pay court costs not later than December 1st, 2020. A mother to carry medical and government-assisted medical and health insurance on the child.
Your Honor.
Just a second.
Okay.
All right, any other orders necessary, Ms. Armstrong?
No, I believe you covered everything, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, then give me an
Oh.
order. They'll explain all this to you, sir.
Thank you. And may we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Y'all two stay on the line and I'll explain everything once the judge has left the bench, okay?
Okay.
The court coordinator is going to come turn off the YouTube live and then we'll discuss the case.
Okay.